What's up, y'all? Hater here, and in today's video I want to talk about what I think are 3 of the best deviants to have, specifically in the early game, as not only the longer you have them, the greater you benefit from them, but also how easy they are to acquire and use. With the launch of Once Human, there are a ton of different deviants that you can catch either around the map as random spawns or be rewarded as drops from elites or bosses and even looting crates. Now, if you're a beta player or have played a ton of Once Human already, you can probably guess the 3 that I'll be talking about in today's video. But if you're new to the game or just looking to add some more info to your toolkit, then make sure you're paying attention. I'll go over not only what they do, but also where to find them and how to maximize their use. As far as deviants go, there are a couple different types that perform their own unique function in that specific area once you have them placed in a securement unit at your base. As an example, territory deviants will remain within the borders of your territory and use their specific skill sets to provide you with things like materials, base protection, and even offering different buffs to actions you take within your base. While combat deviants, once synced to your cradle, can be used when fighting enemies across the map by being summoned once their energy bar is full. The deviants I'll be covering in today's video fall in those 2 categories, but there are even more types that you can use to your advantage. But I'll save that for another video, as these are 3 of the deviants that you should absolutely prioritize early on and can all be captured before or by the time you tackle your first great one. First up, we have everybody's favorite territory mining deviant, the Digby Boy. These little stone dudes will roam around your territory, and with their ability to mine ore, will do just that. The higher the deviant energy level, the more efficient the mining is. If you happen to have a mining operation platform unlocked, which won't be until later in the game, they'll use that first if it's available. So already you can see how having 1 or more of these little guys can come in handy, as it can farm things like tin, copper, and more around the clock, even when you're offline. So passively, these little guys can net you a ton of materials needed to craft everything from low-level items to mid and even high-tier components. As far as where to find them, you have 2 options. The first and easiest is picking up the quest Deviation Expert from Low in Deadsville, which will send you north to the stronghold Throughville. There you'll find a Digby that will let you catch it after giving it 30 copper ore. Otherwise, I believe the first time you mine a tin ore vein, you'll get a Digby Boy, though I'm not 100% sure on that. Otherwise, I've had success getting them to drop from farming a bunch of tin ore and even the rare silver ore, which can drop Digbys with higher skill and activity ratings, making them even better at farming for you. As far as keeping their deviant power and mood high so they work as often as possible, you just need to inspect them inside the securement unit and make sure these requirements are met. The red light you'll place over them and the radio for music can be found in the basic furniture to unlock in the building section, and the lowest form of electricity, the solar generator, can be found in the logistics section. Do yourself a favor, and if you have 1 or more of these and have the space, throw them in securements and let them farm their heart out for you. Next up is the trusty logging beaver. Much like the Digby Boy, the beaver will farm wood for you in the background. While both of them offer you materials at a much slower rate than just going out and actually farming the material they can provide you with, the background gains and materials you'll get is what makes them shine. Providing you with a slow and steady influx of wood early on will alleviate the need to run around chopping down trees left and right when you need wood or coal for crafting everything from bronze and steel ingots to sintered bricks for stone structures in your base. Pairing these 2 together on your base is an absolute no-brainer if you're tired of manually heading out to farm. As far as where you find them, I've heard them spawning mostly around bodies of water, oftentimes near docks or bridges, and in the beta you could often find them floating around near the Fishing Frenzy public event. But this spot right here is where myself and my warband have been farming them. Since they're an open world spawn, I'm pretty sure only 1 person can catch them, and then they're gone, but they'll respawn after a period of time, from what I can gather about 1 day in game. If you check this spot right here next to Deadsville and it's not there, you can also head to the nearby teleport tower in town and hop to a different world to see if it has spawned in there. You can rinse and repeat this until you find one. As for keeping the logging beaver happy, you'll notice it shares similar requirements as the Digby, the only difference being that you'll need to plant crops nearby. Now, I'll be honest, I don't ever plant anything, as I have others in my warband that focus on all that. But if you want to check all the boxes, you'll need to unlock the loamy soil at a minimum, which is found in the logistics section of your memetics, to plant seeds nearby your beaver to maximize its earning potential. The third and final deviant I recommend keeping on hand at almost all times is the Festering Gel, or as we've dubbed it, the Twinkie. This is a combat deviant that you'll sync to your cradle from the securement unit and take with you wherever you go. What makes this deviant so good is its perk Flawless Fortification, which states that upon being thrown, it knocks back enemies nearby the target and forms a new fortification, but its perk Build Fortification is what makes it insane. When your Festering Gel is activated, you'll gain 4% health and 2% sanity every second. So it effectively doubles as both a piece of cover that knocks enemies back and also a source of constant healing. So if you're tired of burning through activators to heal or they're on cooldown, you can pull this bad boy out and heal you on the spot. It's also great to throw down when you're fighting a boss or tougher enemy, as in a lot of content in this game, you can essentially just stand there and shoot while you heal through incoming damage. Or, and this is a little bit more of an advanced move, You can stay mobile, and instead of throwing it down on the ground after pulling it out, you can hold it out and walk with it while it heals you so you don't get stuck hovering around in one spot. This is one of, if not my favorite deviants for that reason alone, and in the beta I took it all the way with me into the endgame content like master silos, farming bosses, and even into the raid. The best part about this deviant is that you're guaranteed to get it from clearing the first story boss at the Monolith of Greed, the Great One Ravenous Hunter. On top of that, you'll be able to farm for higher levels of this deviant when the bosses become farmable on harder difficulties, which makes your Festering Gel heal you faster. 10 out of 10, I recommend this little guy to every person I talk to. And if that wasn't enough, you can keep this little guy secure right next to the Beaver and Digby under the same red light and using the same electricity source, and you're all set. Now, I know there are a ton of different deviants in the game that all do various things that you can benefit from. I'm not saying you have to use these, but if you do, even just having one Digby and one Beaver at your base and taking the Festering Gel with you up against bosses, I know you'll be convinced of just how great they are. That's it for this video. Don't forget to subscribe for more Once Human content. Hit that like button and tell me which deviant is your favorite in the comments section below. That's it for me. I'm done. I'm out, and I'll see you on the next one.